Yeah, we'll do a little March Madness discussion. We just had the second weekend of the tournament, so Sweet 16 and Elite 8, as the graphic so nicely displays. Pretty solid weekend. We had some blowouts. There are some fantastic games as well. One that sticks out the most, which we'll get to in just a minute, is the Duke-UConn game with the buzzer beater. But we'll kind of start with looking at the Sweet 16 games. Thursday, Illinois dispatches Houston. Houston still can't get over the hump in terms of, Kelvin Sampson getting his first championship. And I believe it would be the school's first as well, despite having some really great teams, in the late 1900s and just kind of throughout the years. But I don't know if they ever won it.
The late 1900s?
Well, I don't know the decade.
It is
Okay.
the late 1900s.
It's still just funny to hear
1990s.
it like that.
Yeah, like they had Phi Slamma Jamma.
They didn't.
I don't think they won it. I'm pretty
I'm
sure they
checking.
got
Fact
knocked off.
check that.
They have been NCAA tournament runner-ups, 83, 84,
Okay.
and 2025.
Yeah,
That was
Um,
Hakeem Olajuwon.
correct.
And co.
And they
Okay.
just couldn't. They couldn't ever get it done. Still can't get it done. Kelvin Sampson did confirm he's coming back. He says I think he was like, I still love doing this. I'll be back.
Is
next
it a
year.
retirement thing or somebody else, like
Retirement
better
thing.
job?
He's
Okay,
just getting
that's what I
older.
figured.
Old.
That's what I
So
figured.
people are wondering, and it's still, what's the word I'm looking for?
Kicking?
I mean, he's still kicking. They're pulling in good guys. It is tough because this year, they brought in a couple really good freshmen to add some juice, and even still, that wasn't enough to get them over the hump. And now, Kingston Flemings is going to be a one and done almost definitely. He'll get drafted top 10, so you're going to have to reload. They always do that, though. Purdue dispatches Texas on not a buzzer beater technically. They get the putback tip in by Trey Kaufman-Wren with 0.3 seconds left. So essentially, it felt like a buzzer beater, even though it wasn't.
I mean, I guess in that case, then technically the UConn game wasn't a buzzer beater either because
This
they
is
went in
true.
with 0.3
This
seconds
is
left.
true. Thank goodness. That's all I'll say. I was sweating it
Yeah.
out, and I the one time I root for Purdue, and they almost do that to me. Arizona dispatches Arkansas. Fun game to watch.
That's a good way to put it.
But unsurprisingly, Arkansas's defense, which has not been very good,
Yeah.
just was. I mean, Arizona scored 109 points in a Sweet 16 matchup. Where Arkansas, played well offensively. They hit 88 points. They got a lot of what they wanted, but just couldn't keep up. And if I'm just kind of rattling through these before we get to some of the bigger games. So if any of
you're
y'all want
good.
to step in, just feel free to. Iowa continued doing their run, which did end in the next round to Illinois. But I think it's a big statement for that program in general in terms of one, what Bennett Sturts did coming from the D2 level to now he's probably going to be a first-round draft pick. But then also Ben McCollum as a coach and establishing that, he can do it at the high major level. And then also, he's not someone you want to have to face off against in March Madness because of how good of a coach he is, X's and O's wise, how good he is on a quick turnaround. He's going to be a guy I think that is going to, in the subsequent years, is going to be someone you're going to want to pick with in March Madness. Similar to a guy we'll get to in just a minute in Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley has proven, and I'm not saying he's on the level of Dan Hurley. He's not earned that right yet. But Dan Hurley's so good on these 2-day turnarounds and these quick things of just getting the guys ready to play. Getting his sets in general are just so good. They work against almost anybody. But they just UConn, because even last year, right? UConn lost in the second round
To the national champions.
to the national champions, and that game went down to the wire. Florida had to storm back to win. I wonder if we're going to kind of see Ben McCollum get some of that same respect down the line. Friday, Sweet 16 games. Alabama-Michigan was a pretty good game. Duke-St. John's was fantastic. Duke had to really fight back in that game. I believe St. John's was up double digits, and maybe even the second half at one point, though I could just be making that up.
I'm looking. It looks like the most they were up was 53-45, 55-45. So, yeah, they were up
Yes.
double digits in the second half.
And then UConn beats Michigan State and Mike Izzo. Tennessee beats Iowa State, and that was one of the ones that one hurt me almost the most because I don't think Tennessee actually was very good. We got an Elite 8 matchup a couple days later between them and Michigan just. I mean, even after Tennessee won that game, I texted in the chat how much is Michigan's going to destroy this team? They might win by 20, And JP texted back in the first half, ? And sure enough, going in half, Michigan was up by 20 against Tennessee. But Iowa State was just missing their best player. And it sucks for a group that's already on the older side. They have guys that are out of eligibility. Their shooter, Momcilovic, already announced that he's going to the NBA draft. So that was kind of the last ride for that team. So it really sucks that because of the injury to Jefferson, we just never really got to see them give it their best shot. And so they go down to Tennessee.
And that makes Mississippi State the not 10th best team in the country.
Well, they lost in the Sweet 16, so if you want to say Iowa State was the best team in Sweet 16,
Yeah,
maybe.
that's what I'm saying. And we lost Iowa State.
Brings us to the Elite Eight. Saturday's games, both teams kind of, favorites handled business. Arizona wins by 15. They're just rolling. I mean, they're just a unit. The fact that this is, it's not how this, I don't know. I'm going to make the proclamation, even though I really shouldn't because I kind of dislike when people do this. But, Michigan, Arizona kind of feels like the title game. In terms of, whoever wins that game, I expect them to win the whole thing. But they face off in the Final Four.
Okay.
I guess is what I'm saying. I won't declare it the national championship, but I guess I'll say the team that wins that, I think, will win the whole thing.
Okay.
They're just playing fantastic ball. And then Illinois beats Iowa. The size Illinois has inside, and then what Keaton Wagler does. That one step-back three he hit, disgusting. You've crossed a guy and sent a guy flying when he ends up being the guy that inbounds the ball after your made three because he's standing under the basket when your shot goes in. You have sent that guy flying.
That's a tough
It's
look.
all-time disrespectful. Which maybe, the plus for the guy is since he was all the way down there, he could grab the ball and get it back in bounds real quick and keep playing. But they handle business, which then leads to kind of the big event on Sunday, which we got the matinee, which was not good. It was just a splattering. Yaxel handles, Tennessee nice and easy. The whole team does. Just destroyed them. 95-62.
Yep.
I wonder, this just came to my head, and I really wish I had done the research on it now. What's the largest margin of victory in an Elite Eight game? Because that's got to be up there.
Oh, let's see if Google knows the answer. I'll look it up. If you
Appreciate it.
uh,
I'll talk about that game
Google's
real quick
name
then.
is Jim now.
Yeah.
Google Gemini.
Talking about them, Nate Alment, Tennessee, completely out on him as a prospect in terms of lottery hype and whatnot. I just don't think he has the physicality or the shot making required. Because if you're gonna be a taller, slender guy that can't enforce your will, you have to be really good at being a pull up shooter, have a great handle to help you get to your spots, and he doesn't really have any of that. So then it's okay, can you kind of enforce your will from a physicality standpoint? Don't think he can really do that either. I know he's young, so there's room to grow. But this was a guy that at one point was he could go 5th overall after kind of the top crop of guys.
Yeah.
Nowhere near that anymore as a prospect, in my opinion. He's been lapped by multiple guys. Do you have an answer?
USA Today wrote an article about it. The largest margins of victory in the Elite Eight, according to BetMGM, 1964, Duke, 101, UConn, 54. So they
Was
won
that
by
1964?
yes.
Okay.
1971, Villanova, 90, Penn,
Shout out
47.
Penn, man.
Shout out 1971 powerhouse Penn, 43 points. And then 1965, Princeton, 109, Providence, 69, 40 points. So 33, I believe, might be 4th place. I'm thinking that's what they're saying.
And it's the largest. When did the tournament expand to 64 games?
That I can't tell you off the top of my head.
I feel like it may be the largest in the 64, now I guess 68 team
it's
era.
little over 20 years ago.
Yeah. So kind of the modern era of the tournament is the largest, which makes sense. Typically by the Elite Eight, you
85.
have...
So it's all those were before 85.
Typically in the, Elite Eight, you've weeded out all the true blowouts. There may be a game where a 15-point win or something like that where it's that was never really that close. But to just get boat raced is pretty diabolical. And so then we can go to the main event of the weekend. And what honestly saved the weekend from we just were lacking a true fantastic game. We had some solid games, but there were blowouts mixed in, a lot of not really close finishes. And then we get the Duke collapse where they were beating up on UConn. UConn comes out a half. Dan Hurley's got the boys fired up. They cut into the lead, get it to a manageable distance, and then they manage to go on another run. and it doesn't really look like it's going to be enough still because Duke has the ball up 2 with 10 seconds left. So theoretically, you're thinking, okay, they probably throw it in, and then UConn fouls, and we got to hope
Yep.
Duke misses a couple free throws. Nope, Caden Boozer turns it over. Braden Mullins hits the 3 to give UConn the 1-point lead with 0.3 seconds left or whatever,
think
and
it's
that's all
0.3.
she wrote. Duke can't even get a shot off. Great storylines from another John Scheyer collapse. I said it before the show started, but second year in a row, they lost. They've been eliminated in the tournament in a game in which at one point in the game they had a 95% chance or greater to win it.
That's crazy.
Tucker maybe brought it up in the chat of Hubert Davis has more Final Four wins than John Scheyer. Recently fired UNC head coach. The picture of John Scheyer after with the little on his face. I don't know if you saw that. It is so good. I'll pull it up on my phone and show you in just a second. The shot was fantastic. I mean, it wasn't like just I called it a 3 to win it, but it's like a 35-foot. He's basically on the logo. Gets kicked to him. He has no choice but to rise and fire. Isaiah Evans, the player guarding him, didn't have his hand up, which I think is a little harsh just given the scenario. And he turned and flipped his hips. But his Instagram handle name is Get a Hand Up.
That was funny.
And, he didn't get his hand up. So just stuff like that. Dan Hurley going crazy, headbutting the ref with 0.3 seconds
and not
left.
getting a technical foul called.
A player ran onto the floor technically. No technical called.
Yep.
Just all-time stuff. And it happened to one of the most fun college basketball teams to hate in Duke. So you can't hate any of that. Y'all's thoughts on that outcome, that game? I'll try and find that photo if you hear this, Sanders.
I think it's that is funny. He just is giving up. The headbutt thing and the play running in the field, those are both hard because I'm gonna say I don't care, but also you shouldn't just let that go because of the situation. Because of the in hindsight, if it had been called properly in the moment, cool. I wouldn't have had a problem with that because you got to have better control of your bench. You got to have better control of yourself to not stare down the ref and bump in the head.
That's what I was gonna say. Is in fairness to Dan Hurley, should have still been a tech. He really did just get forehead to forehead with him. It's not like he ran up to the ref and was like,
But see,
wham, and
that's
just,
the thing is
knocks him down.
I don't even know if you can say in fairness because that makes it sound like you're trying to say, it should have been a
Maybe
tech.
not in fairness, but I just want to accurately describe what happened. He didn't run
he just
to the
tapped
ref
him.
and
He
slam
toothless
into him
and
with his
hiccup
head.
and How to Train Your Dragon. Just a little.
It could have been seen as loving, honestly.
Yeah, he's thanking him.
Yeah,
it's a thank you.
He just really
maybe he does that to every ref after every
Thank you,
game.
ref.
We've just never seen it before.
Maybe. I mean, if I got that, I may be more likely to call it tech if the coach gets up into my face like that and tries to dink me. I'd be like, oh, he's about to kiss me.
But it's in the past. I just don't really in the future. You should call that properly. I do think, but those are also weird situations because is there time left on the clock? Is there not? It's so we had a kid get arrested at a state game 2 or 3 years ago because he stormed the court with technically 0.2 seconds left. So it's just one of those weird things where
not just a kid. Come on now.
Sorry, I don't remember who one of the bananas. Is that what you?
A banana.
A banana.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I thought you wanted me to use his name. I couldn't remember what his name was because it's somebody that we know or that we know somebody else.
He is the same name as a top 10 NBA player.
Crazy. Anyway, but it's just one of those.
All time.
Yeah,
One of those weird things.
Rest in peace.
Sorry.
Also true.
Where it's just I don't hate not turning an eye, but giving grace there because what if there's no time left? The game's over.
Well, should it have been
it's
a
just
tech? Yes. Am I happy it wasn't a tech? Also, yes.
Yeah. Cool. I think I agree with that.
Because the moment's somewhat ruined. It is ruined if they call a tech, and then Duke hits 2 free throws and wins.
Yeah.
Which you are right. You can't not call it because the moment isn't ruined.
The moment.
But that being said, I'm now happy that in 5 years, when that shows up on Twitter, I don't have to go, man, what could have been?
Well, if you go to the comments, everyone will be talking about that.
Yeah,
because everyone still talks about Mississippi State's COVID championship. That's all anyone talks. Not all, but
Mickey Mouse
all
ring.
the Ole Miss fans talk about.
Well, but that's like the haters.
Yeah, it is the haters. But there's always going to be haters. So
Terrace Reed was also great in this game for UConn. Was just a beast inside.
Do we want to talk about the Caden Boozer? It's tough, but I don't hate. He had 2 guys wide open. I don't hate the Were there not two guys that he was trying to throw it over the guys?
Like, if he gets the ball over them, it's game over.
Correct.
Also,
so like it's
there's a video of Coach Scheyer
pointing. Yeah.
throw it to him.
So it's like I don't think anyone in the Duke team like you should just take the foul, but also like
It's not what he was told to do. And
Yeah.
and he made a split decision of he's wide open, and
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty good defensive play.
yeah,
Now, did he make the wrong decision? Sure, because if there were 10 seconds left, there was not even a threat of like taking a backcourt violation.
It's
Yeah.
awful coaching.
Yeah,
That's all.
it's really what it is.
Yeah.
Bad coaching.
I was just gonna like I don't think the players necessarily did anything like
He made the wrong decision.
okay.
It's under 10 seconds. You are in zero, as Jack said, zero danger of a backcourt violation, meaning the only thing that you can get called on is a 5-second closely guarded.
Yeah.
And even when he catches the ball, it's under 5 seconds. It's about 8 seconds, give or take.
Yeah, but if he's it's not even like he's in the middle of the court, so it's not even like he's trapped. Both people are in front of him.
And the only way
he
to
could
get
pivot and pass
the
it
only
back.
way to get a 5-second closely guarded call also is to not try to make a move. And
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
make any kind of move, it disregards the count immediately.
Yeah.
So he 100% made the wrong choice. He also it's just bad fundamentals. Fundamentals of basketball, no jump passes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't jump. Don't
Because
leave
it
your feet to
telegraphs
throw a
what you're about to
pass.
do.
Yeah, there's only one way you can go
Yeah.
down to the earth, meaning you have to get rid of the ball in that margin of time. You can pump fake all you want, and I don't have to get rid of the ball. It's bad coaching. It's bad decision making in the moment. I don't think either of y'all mentioned it, but Evans, for him to not put a hand up to
Get a
close
hand
out on
up,
the
yeah.
shot, get a hand up.
Jack-
being
Jack
I do
did
think it is
mention it.
tough because like
Yeah.
he's pivoted to face Caravan, and the ball gets kicked back to Mullins, and he turns, and yeah, he should have put a hand up, but it wasn't like he just was standing there staring down Mullins and then was like, yeah, you're good.
Pointed at the spot like dude,
It was a bit more split second.
Yeah.
A hand up would have been nice.
Yeah.
For Mr. Get a hand up, Isaiah Evans.
But it's an egregious misstep, fundamental. That's what the game of basketball can come down to, though.
Yeah.
But under 10 seconds, there's just no reason to get rid of the ball.
Yeah.
Hold on to it.
Correct.
Get fouled. Get in the hand of your best free throw shooter.
It is. It's just like, I mean, they'll be back next year. They're Duke, right? But this is now 1 year. You know, you don't win with Cooper Flagg and Kahn. It hurts.
and Malawak.
But it's like it happens. It's hard to win the whole thing, right? Like, great teams have to lose. But now you've done it a second time with another, like, you know, going to be a top 3 draft pick
Yep.
and other, you know, great supporting cast. And so now it's like, man, like, when are they going to get over the hump?
Yeah.
And it is Duke. Like, they're going to bring really talented groups. I'm sure next year there'll be another freshman phenom. I could go, I don't know off the top of my head, like, if we went to next year's recruiting class, one of the top 10 players or one of the top 5 players, I'm sure he's going to Duke. And he's supposed to be, like, the next big thing. And they hit the transfer portal really well. Like, they're going to be back, but also, not only is it hard to win in March, it's going to be near impossible to win in March if you're not going to handle leads correctly and not handle late game situations correctly, because there's always going to be a team then that's better coached and better prepared for those moments, and you're going to get beat out in those moments, like a Houston or like a UConn. You know, so there's something they're going to have to work on and something Scheyer's going to have to figure out, and it's a reason while despite him getting a ton of buzz as like he's the best coach in college basketball or the best young coach in college basketball, like I'm not ready to crown him as that.
Yeah, number 3
Because
player.
he got, you know, gifted a golden program and hasn't really done anything remarkable with it yet. And the ACC's down, so like I don't necessarily really care that it feels like he's done what he's supposed to the past couple years in the ACC, and that's to win it. It feels like that's kind of a given. We got to have some tournament success.
Yeah. Welcome in, Daryl. We are just a couple of guys talking ball. We hope that you enjoy hanging out and talking ball with us.
It's like the top guy going to Duke.
Number 3, number 8, number 14, all 5 stars.
What's number 3's name? I'm just curious. It's considered a down 2027 draft class for the NBA.
2026 or 2027?
Well, I'm saying for the NBA, like 2027 for the NBA, because these guys will play, you know, their next year at college ball,
And
get
they
drafted
go-
the next
Cam
year.
Williams is his name.
Gotcha. No idea.
There's one guy still uncommitted, but they're not listed. The number 1
Tyron
player
Stokes, yeah.
is not committed, but they're not listed as in the running for him. So they've got number 3, Cam Williams, and then they have number 8, Duran Rippey.
Rippey is kind of a fire
Only
basketball
6'1",
name.
point guard,
Interesting.
6'1". kind of on the smaller side.
Cool. Well, any other thoughts on the March Madness weekend?
No, we will have a big show Wednesday. Do we want to announce
Yeah.
how big it will be? We will be doing a Final Four preview in a special location. We'll be doing it for Humphrey Coliseum at Mississippi State. Hopefully, we've been told that we can, but I guess something can always change. Something could go wrong, but the plan is to do that from Humphrey Coliseum, which is going to be super exciting. No idea what that's going to look like. It'll look really cool, hopefully, and it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm the only one that's been on that court a lot. JP's been on that court once, and Jack, you've never been there, so it's going to be pretty cool to be out there. Someone suggested recreating the shot from the UConn shot. I don't know.
We can each take an attempt at it.
I mean,
Just
I'm
a
not
shot.
going to lie. If I'm on from half court, I can be automatic.
Oh, okay, that's bold.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's
I was-
that's a
I'm
statement.
gonna okay. When
Put
I
a
say that,
percentage on it.
100%. No, I'm kidding. Like the last time I shot a lot of half court shots was like probably last basketball season was like a year ago.
Uh-huh.
I took 2 shots and made both of them.
So
And
do
I
I
put the basketball
Do
down.
we need to make him shoot 10 then?
Yes.
Just see.
I
what
probably
he
wouldn't
does?
make any.
Okay.
But like that was like I literally
automatic.
The
But
last time
you're
I-
not on.
The last
so.
time I tried to recreate a shot, I made it first try.
that was crazy.
And have yet to do it since.
Was that the
So
Jokic
it was
shot?
The Jokic
that was
corner
ridiculous.
fader, but
The overhead just
I don't know. I throwed a form shoot from 35 feet. Like it would probably become a bit of a push.
Oh yeah, it is. It's
So-
all push, but you can have good form on a push. But yeah, that will be our plan. Is we will preview the Final Four, and I guess you'll do your weekly segments as well from Humphrey Coliseum.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, it's not every day.
Yeah.
You get to bring the weekly segments to the floor of the Humphrey Coliseum.
Yeah,
So I'm excited.
it's
It'll
gonna be a lot of fun.
Hopefully it works. I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
Just audio wise.
I got new microphones that
Why
I
would it not?
I got new microphones. I got the microphones that are what most people use for wireless microphones.
Oh, okay. So we're doing live demonstrations. Heard.
Yeah, I mean you can wear it and like dribble a basketball if you want. We can just stand there for an hour and just dribble while we talk. That would be really loud and hurt people's ears. But I just haven't used them, so I don't know how they work. So that'll be something we figure out between now and then.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do some tinkering before we go live.
Basketball in the Hump is going to be a lot of fun.